Welcome to Figuring Out Homestead Life with Ginny and Allison.
Hi, Allison.
Hi, Ginny. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm eating some homemade applesauce.
Ooh, yum.
Hmm.
From last season, I'm assuming.
From last season, yeah.
Yeah.
I left the peels on it. Shouldn't do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's not bad. It's just a little bit more chewy.
Right.
Yeah.
What's been going on with you during the week?
Oh my gosh. So we had we've had campers in the middle of the week
Oh,
this week. So it's been fun getting to meet people. I'm trying to think. One was a family. Where are they traveling from? I can't remember where they came from. They're going to Philadelphia and then they're going up to Maine.
oh, okay.
And they actually only stayed one night. And then the last night was another family that traveled from Oregon,
Oh,
however you
wow.
pronounce it,
That's a
from
drive.
Oregon to somewhere further east in New York. I don't know exactly where they went. And now they're on their way back. And
That's
they have one of those tents on top of their car, their SUV. It was
yeah.
really cool looking.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, so this morning when I was doing chores, they're cooking in the back of their SUV. They have the cutest little twins with them too. So
Oh, that's fun.
yeah,
That's quite a trip.
yeah, that's one thing. Sometimes sometimes I get overwhelmed a little bit with managing things on the farm, including the camping.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, people are coming. We have to mow. We have to get beds ready. We have to do this. And then it's like, they're here. And it's really great to meet them. It's like I
Yeah.
stress out over things and it's like, oh, everything's good.
Right. Yeah, well, how long do you like close for the season, or do you let people come as long as they want to?
As long as they want to and as long as they're prepared for cold weather. There's one family that they have actually camped here for I don't think it's 6 years. We started doing hip camp in 2018. Um, they have camped at least six times, six times on the farm. And it used to be, I think it was before they got married, they were camping here. Then they got married, they winter camped. So like
Okay.
they parked by the boy goat barn and then they would snowshoe out to the woods cabin.
Cool.
Yeah. But now they have two little kids. So so they said if we insulated the woods cabin, they would probably winter camp. So
I can just pull them on a sled.
yeah, we're thinking about we needed to do some things to it anyway. And the windows that we got from you and Luke, we're gonna install on that cabin.
Oh, okay.
So, but that means
Cool.
we have to close it down for a bit to do the rehab of it.
Right.
So yeah, we're kind of off track. Anyway, so that's what's going on here. Turkeys are getting closer to freezer camp. Cows are getting closer to freezer camp, with the exception of Claire.
Yes. Well, yeah.
She's a pet.
Yeah, and she had a birthday, right? What'd you say? She was 12 weeks old?
12 weeks. Yeah. Yep. 12 weeks. Except it didn't equate to 3 months because her birthday's on the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
So it's like,
So,
okay, 12 weeks.
but
She's 12
yeah.
weeks.
Ah.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
I just been canning and doing stuff like that. I made a new recipe, corn relish,
Ooh,
which I haven't tried it yet, but
okay.
it seemed really good when I was making it. It's kind of interesting. I'm trying to think of like what I'm even gonna have it on. I was thinking like maybe like sausages, like like a sausage pepper onion type of thing, or
Oh,
nachos. I think it would be good with maybe like fish tacos. I
let's
don't
keep
know.
talking about food.
Huh?
Let's keep talking about food. I'm not
Yeah.
hungry.
And then I made some fermented pickles. Those came out really good. Um, oh, I water glassed some eggs for the first time. So
Ooh.
I've done 2 batches of those. So that's interesting.
Oh.
So I will see how those are over the winter.
How long do they keep when you do that?
I think it said like up to 2 years. Oop, I lost you for a second.
Sorry, my
Oh,
phone was ringing. How long do
oh,
they keep when you do that?
it said I've read up to 2 years.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah. Yeah, because I've been freezing eggs, so I think I have like 5 dozen frozen, but those will only be good for like baking or maybe like in a like some sort of scrambled dish. But these ones you can supposedly use like a like fry it up like a regular egg. So
I wonder how they smell.
it's supposed to be like they're just like 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 you wouldn't supposedly the only difference is from what I've read is sometimes the white can be like a little runnier.
Okay,
Like, so, like, yeah, like, so I don't know. I'll tell you in a couple months, I'll try some.
okay. All right.
So,
Did you make a YouTube video on it?
no, not on that. No,
Okay.
no,
Maybe you'll
no.
have to make one when you go to sample it.
Yeah, maybe because it's quick. It was very easy. You just get pickling lime and then you just add pickling lime to the water and then, put them in a jar. So it was like
Mm,
2 seconds,
okay.
very
So
simple if it's good.
pickling lime, not pickling salt.
Right,
Okay.
right, lime. Yep. So, which they have like anywhere, you can get canning supplies. It's all. So, yeah, we'll
Cool.
see. I think that's it.
Yep. Birds are getting big.
My bird, yeah, I think we're gonna do the white ones on Labor Day weekend. They'll be 8 weeks old, and
Okay.
then the other ones will do the last weekend in September.
Cool.
So, because I was saying to Luke, well, for first they're getting really big. They're starting to have trouble walking. Like when I move the tractor, like
Uh-huh.
they're like, ooh, like I'm like, come on, guys, you're gonna get stuck in the thing. And it's going to be too much money, I think, to keep feeding them unnecessarily for all those extra weeks. So I'm like,
Yeah.
and I think we'll only have 8 to do at one time, and it's our first time. So I'm like, for a lot of reasons, like let's just split it up, and
Yeah.
I think it'll be better.
Yeah. I think it's a good plan.
So
Mm,
yeah, but the red ones, they're like well, not half the size. They're getting there, but they definitely tell the difference with the size.
cool.
So
Do
yeah,
you think you're gonna part any out like into pieces?
I'm not planning on it.
Okay.
So we'll see when we do the second batch, maybe some out of that batch, but I don't think definitely not this time. Just
Okay.
want to get it done and get
Okay.
through it. See
Cool.
how we do. So,
I'm interested to see how they do, how they compare. And
yeah,
maybe we should raise some of them too, just to see.
I want to once we have them both done, I want to like roast like at the same time like roast one of each and like kind of
Yeah.
do a little taste comparison.
Cool.
So,
Very cool.
yeah.
Very cool. Shall we get on to today's topic?
Yes. So we're talking about our top 10 pantry essentials.
Yes.
And I do have some honorable mentions because it was hard to come up with just 10.
Yeah, yes. I agree. I definitely agree. There's a couple of them I kind of grouped. I counted it
Yeah.
as one.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Do you want to do the honorable mentions for do you have honorable mentions or is that just me?
Um, I have 10.
Okay.
And I have some extras. But
Okay.
I didn't rate them as honorable mentions.
That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to go first? We'll just start with our regular list.
Okay, we'll start with our regular list.
Okay.
So one thing that I grouped together was spices.
Mhm.
And for spices, I'm like dried garlic, cinnamon, nutmeg, dried mustard, salt, pepper, cloves, either whole cloves or ground cloves. Just like all the spices. And yeah, I did say salt and pepper. So that's because you can have all these other things that we're going to talk about, but without spices, everything's kind of like meh.
Yep. Okay, well that goes very close to my number 1, which is good salt.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah, so I said good salt, a sea salt. I used to use Celtic sea salt, but I recently got the Redmond's sea salt. So that's what I've been using now. It's a little different than just regular table salt, which has like all sorts of, you wouldn't think salt has more than one ingredient in it, but the like Morton's, like whatever it is, iodized salt has more than just salt in it. So
Unnaturally, right? It's
yes,
like
yeah,
they
like
add things to it.
anti-caking agents and stuff. So, and then you can't use that for, fermenting and other things. So,
I did not know that. Okay.
so good salt.
Okay. So my next one is flour. I'm sure we have a lot of the same ones.
Yep.
Because flour can be so many different things. So you can use it to thicken sauces. You can use it to make a sauce with, obviously other things. Make pasta, make bread, make all the gluten things, crackers, pies, bread. I already said bread. So yeah, that's flour for me is one of the top things on the list.
Yep, that's my number 2 is flour, which I use a lot of it. I get it in like a big 25-pound bag, and it doesn't last me as long as I would think. I'm like, man, I've already gone through 25 pounds of flour. What the heck are we doing with it?
Yeah, so
But
we buy our flour in a 50-pound bag from the Oak Hill Bulk Foods. It's
yeah,
the King Arthur's non-bromated, non-whatever. Storm's growling. I don't know if you could hear that. She's growling at Lucky because he went by the food bowl, even though
oh
they got
geez.
fed. They were fed like what, 7 o'clock this morning?
It's almost time, almost dinner time.
Yeah. So yeah, we buy flour in bulk and put it in glass jars to store it.
Yeah, I just keep mine in the bag because I go through it so fast. It's like I don't even, because I was thinking about getting like well, I kind of want to talk about this when we talk more in depth about our pantry, but I was thinking about getting like food, like just food grade totes and keeping it in there. But I'm like, honestly, I go through it so quick. It's like I don't know if it's even worth it.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Okay, you do the next one.
oh, why?
Because I feel like I'm
No,
saying it, and then
no,
you're like, yep, I agree. Because that's
no, no, it's fine. No, keep going.
okay. So then the next thing is sugar.
That's not
Um,
my next one.
what's that? What'd you say?
That's not my next one.
It's not?
No.
Okay.
So good.
So for sugar, with sugar, so if you get just the regular white sugar, whether it's organic or what, you can add molasses to it to make brown sugar, or you can put it in um, like a Food Ninja type of thing,
Mhm.
and you can make your own powdered sugar. So I'm just saying sugar in general. But then along with sugar, there's also other natural sugars, which would be honey and maple syrup. Um, and then I also added molasses onto that because it's also a sweetener. So, so that was my next one.
My next one is coffee beans, which we definitely need and we use quite a bit of. We also buy that in bulk, and we get the whole beans and we have a little coffee bean grinder. Actually, even I was like getting my tinfoil hat and I was like, what if the power grid goes out? Then we can't have coffee. So we got like a hand grinder for the coffee beans because I'm like, we, everything could be like burning down, but we still need to be able to drink coffee as it's happening.
It's funny because, coffee is essential to me also. Um, it didn't make it to my list. And
Oh,
I
interesting.
totally spaced on coffee. So thank you.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, we have ways to make coffee here without electricity as well.
Yep. Yep.
Yes. All right. So then my next one is either a chicken stock or chicken broth.
Hmm.
We make our own chicken stock and broth and we can it and put it away in the pantry, and use that for cooking things, all the things, not all the things, because you don't want chicken stock in your cookies.
That's a good one. I didn't think of that, to put that on there.
Okay,
That's
well, you got coffee, I get chicken
yeah.
stock.
So my next one is butter, which I do prefer like grass-fed butter,
Mhm,
but everything is better with butter.
mhm.
So we do use quite a bit of it on our breads or like whatever vegetable, potato, cook eggs in it, all that, then cooking cookies and all that jazz too. So we go through quite a bit of butter.
Yes, we no longer I don't know what it is, but growing up, and maybe it was the same for you growing up, margarine was like, don't eat butter. Butter's bad for you. Use margarine. And it's like now we don't buy margarine. It's like
No,
there's no margarine in this house. There never
no.
will be. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think margarine should be considered a food.
No. No. Gross. Gross. So my next one is tomato sauce. So we, even though our garden has gone to the wayside, we still have some tomato sauce from last year. So it's tomato sauce is essential for like
Mhm.
homemade pizzas and regular pasta, lasagna. Yeah, lots of things with tomato sauce.
That's another good one that I didn't add. My next one is popcorn. So that's like one of our favorite snacks, and I'm not talking like no, not like the not bagged popcorn, like like actual popcorn. We have an air popper, an air popper. So that is how we make it.
Mhm.
And I get like a multicolored one from Azure and like a big bulk bag, and we have it several times a week. Luke
Cool.
asks for it almost every night, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to. I don't want to do it right now. Can we have something else? Cut up cheese.
Cut up some cheese. So do you have a way to make popcorn in case of power outage?
Well, then we would just make it on the stove top because we have
Okay.
like the propane stove. So then we would
Okay.
just do it on the stove top.
Okay. So you do know how to do it that way.
Oh yeah, yeah, yep,
And you could do it over a campfire too.
yeah,
You just got
yep.
to move it a lot. Okay. My next one is oats. I like oatmeal. I like granola. So yeah, oats. And Randy does like oatmeal raisin cookies.
Mm, that's Luke's favorite cookie.
Okay, good to know.
So my next one is sugar. So I know you already touched on sugar. I do get like the organic cane sugar. I do other types of sugars, like I have coconut sugar or
Hmm.
I have maple sugar, which are a little bit more like natural, I guess. Um, but yeah, I use a lot of the cane sugar, especially like for canning season, because it's in all my like jams and jellies and stuff like that. Because the other sugars can kind of change the flavor more than just the cane sugar. So I use that if I don't want it to have any kind of different flavor.
Okay.
So
And do you get your cane sugar from Azure too?
yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
I've looked on Azure like multiple times and it's like I want to dive in to getting it. I think the closest like drop off location is 45 minutes away from us.
Mhm.
And so I was like, well, maybe we could be in a location, but a tractor trailer has to be able to drop the stuff off, right?
Yeah, but you can use like because my drop, the lady, I think she has like a small, like she doesn't have parking, so she like made some arrangement with like the VFW or whatever it
Oh,
is, the building that we meet at. So
okay.
you can, if you know, I don't know if you have any, you could maybe ask around to different places like that.
Yeah, I am a veteran. That might,
Yeah, and it's only like it's not like you take up the parking lot for that long. It's like you're in and out of there in an hour.
okay.
So
Okay. Well, then Randy's like, yeah, you need something else to manage.
yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know what it entails being I mean, I know she shows up early, she gets some tables set up.
Hmm.
If there's a problem, people are going to her like, "Oh, my box is missing, la la la." So, I don't know, what's involved beyond that.
Okay, good to know. We'll keep it tucked away in the back. And we do, I mean, we do go up to Oak Hill, so
Yeah.
Yeah. My next thing is vanilla extract, which I make with, have to purchase the vanilla beans. They don't grow here in New York. So I make it with mostly rum. A lot of people use vodka. I make it with rum.
Yeah, I made mine with vodka. So it is, yeah, because I was wondering about the rum, because like then does it take on like a different flavor or like, I mean, I guess rum is used a lot in baking anyways, and so
Yeah. I think
okay,
rum is, I'm not a professional when it comes to
yeah,
alcohol. I think
right,
rum is like a sweeter,
yeah,
naturally
yeah,
sweeter. I'm not sure.
because they make rum is in like cakes and different things, so like it
Yeah.
must impart like a, I don't know,
Yes.
a nice flavor. I'm thinking
Yes.
maybe I'll try that next time instead of the vodka.
Yeah. I typically use rum. I prefer to use the rum. So yeah. Um, your next thing?
My next thing is potatoes. So that's probably like our number one like starchy food that we eat.
Mhm.
More so than like rice or like anything else. So we can roast them, make them into oven fries, mashed potatoes, hash browns. So
Yes.
use a lot of potatoes.
All right. That's a good one. I see. I didn't include potatoes. Oh no, you went away. Your video went away. You're
Oh,
back.
yeah. Yeah, it said the meeting was discontinued. That's
Not on
weird.
this end. It's still going. It's still recording.
Interesting.
That's weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and my next one is yeast.
Oh, yeah.
So dry yeast, it could be instant, it could be not instant yeast. But I like to make bread, whether it's, I do not use packaged yeast in my sourdough. That is all the natural yeast that you collect. Um, but I do like to make yeast breads.
hmm
So yes,
Yeah, that was a good one. I forgot about that.
yes.
My next one is dried pasta, which is handy to have, in case you want to make something quick or whatever. You want to have a nice pasta dish for dinner. Um, but it's kind of like a safe fail. It's like, oh, what can I cook? Ooh, I have ground beef and I have noodles. Here we go. Like, so.
That's right. That's right. So my next one is eggs. Did you say eggs? We talked
Not
about
yet.
eggs. We talked about water bathing eggs. Um,
Yeah.
so my next one is eggs because scrambled. Randy likes fried eggs. You need eggs to bake things with. So
hmm
I was trying to stay away from like refrigerator things. I was like, I just can't. There's some things. Well, and a lot of people don't refrigerate their eggs.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, eggs.
My next one is lard, which I use a ton of. So mostly, I guess I use it in, well, I make all my pie crusts and everything. I use lard. I don't use butter really anymore. I use the lard or like biscuits, tortillas. I also use it if I'm like pan searing some kind of meat. If you
Mm,
need like, any kind of fat to go in there too, or stir fries, like stir frying vegetables and stuff like that. I usually use lard.
cool.
And yeah, so I love lard. It's really good.
So so that was one of my honorable mentions.
Okay.
Was it was basically fats. It would be olive oil and lard.
hmm
But yeah, so cool, cool. Is that number 9?
That was my number 9. Yep.
Okay. So my number 10, the other one's just going to be an honorable mention. So 10 would be onions and garlic.
hmm
So I already said like dried garlic for the spices, but like fresh garlic and fresh onions,
Yep.
all the flavors.
Give all the, yeah, I was going to say, give everything good flavor.
Yep. Mix that with some butter or some lard. Yep.
My number 10 is eggs. So we eat eggs. I eat eggs every single day, basically, whether it's breakfast or lunch, and then of course all the baking and everything. So yeah, lots of eggs being consumed, which is why I'm trying to preserve them because I don't want to have to buy any over the winter. I'll be mad.
Yeah. So our chickens are hiding them or eating them or just we're not getting as many eggs as we should be getting.
How many layers do you have?
20,
Ballpark. 20?
20, and then we have I think 12 pullets that they should start laying within the next month.
Okay.
So some are black Australorps, and then the others I cannot remember for the life of me what they are.
Okay.
They're pretty.
Yep.
So we have 20 that are pretty much free range in the barn. So every day is an Easter egg hunt. So they're either hiding them really good or they're not laying them.
Yeah.
Because I'm only getting, I think yesterday I got 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Usually the rest of the days this week I've gotten at least 8. Some of the birds
Yeah.
are getting older, so they're not
Yeah.
laying every day. And then there's 2 little egg thieves.
Oh, really?
Oh yes, if they get to the barn, if Lucky and Storm get to the barn before me, they're walking out of the barn with an egg in their mouth.
Oh, that's funny. I wouldn't even have thought
Oh
that.
yeah, they love them.
Oh, gosh.
And it's really good for them. It's good for their coats.
Yeah.
Yes, my little
Oh,
dog egg thieves. Egg thief and dogs. Yeah.
that's funny. All
So
right. So do you have honorable mentions?
I have two additional honorable mentions.
Okay.
The first one is milk.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, all right. All right. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know who's here. Somebody just pulled into the driveway. Anyway, so stand by. Sorry.
It's okay.
Amazon.
Oh, geez.
I think it's from my mother, so it's for the grand girls for their birthdays.
Ah.
Okay, so dead air. We'll cut that out.
Yeah.
Or did you continue talking?
No, I didn't talk.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, say your honorable mentions again.
Okay. So I did one of mine. Do you have more?
Did you get to say it completely before you need to cut it though?
Well, I just said milk.
Okay.
So, and then I have one more.
Just do all yours and then I'll do all mine because I'm just
Okay.
gonna say them quick.
So milk, because yogurt, cheese, although I'm not very good at making cheese. I do like to make yogurt, and, use milk in baking. I don't really consume a lot of milk, like drinking milk,
Mhm.
unless it's like super cold. Cold milk. I like cold milk. And then mint.
Oh,
Typically mint from the garden, dry it and make teas and stuff. So yeah.
okay. Yeah, what kind of mint? Like spearmint or
I have spearmint. I
peppermint?
think it's
Okay.
spearmint.
I'm not a big mint person.
Mm.
I only really like mint in toothpaste.
Oh, I like mint
Or
in
like,
my tea.
yeah, I tried to, I don't know, I tried to get into it, but I was actually drinking it when I was like trying to lose weight. And I'm like, oh, let me just like have like mint tea because then I won't want to eat. So,
Is that a
yeah.
thing?
Hmm?
Is that a thing? Is mint supposed to help with weight loss?
No, just because like then I would be like, it would be like I was like brushing my teeth or something. I just feel like it would make me not want to eat like food. No, I made that up on my own. I don't think that's the thing. So, anyways, I do have a bunch of honorable mentions. Some are ones we mentioned. So, vanilla extract to add, in with baking.
Mhm.
Also, honey as a more natural sweetener. Garlic, use tons and tons of garlic. Meat sticks, which is like one of our favorite kind of on the go snacks. We use those, we eat those a lot. I bring them, if I have to work in the office or whatever, just pack those along because it's like a healthy snack that kind of keeps you full. Also, baking powder to help
Mm.
with baking, and raw milk. So I do use that a lot. I drink it every day, and then also in cooking and stuff like that. So
You guys are gonna get banished. Storm. Banished from the podcasting. Um, on baking soda. No, did you say baking soda or baking powder?
I said baking powder.
Okay, because you can make baking powder with baking soda.
Oh,
You just add cream of tartar to it.
I actually saw someone post that on their Instagram. I think it might have been Michelle Visser. She posted it because she was out of baking, whatever one you said. You can make baking powder out of baking soda. Yeah, so she must have posted it because she was out and she was making it with the cream of tartar and stuff. And I didn't know that. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Stop. Please stop barking. And if you're not going to use it right away, you would add cornstarch as an anti-caking agent if you want to use cornstarch.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, the only thing I ever thought you could do with cream of tartar is make snickerdoodles.
Oh, I use
the only thing I've ever used it for.
So Storm, that's enough. Thank you. I appreciate your guidance. Save me from the crows. I also use cream of tartar in making lemon meringue pie.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I do use it like, yeah, when I'm making a meringue. That's true. I have, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I have to
Cool. So, yeah. So I think, do you have anything other things you want to add or?
Yeah, I was going through the pantries going, oh, should this be on the list? Should this be on the list? Cornmeal.
Yeah.
I usually cornmeal is for making cornbread, or I put it on the pizza stone when I'm making pizza, just so to help the crust not stick to the stone.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to pick stuff that like you could make other stuff with. Like, you know what I mean? If you have flour and salt and water, you can make so many things. It's actually kind of crazy. So,
okay, so now that's you, Randy. All right, Dad. Good times. I think we're done, right?
Yes.
My eye's gonna start twitching.
Okay, so yes, so let's wrap up then, yeah?
Yeah, we can wrap
Okay.
up.
So, all right, thank you everyone for listening. You can find us on Instagram at Figuring Out Homestead Life. Follow us on there. Also, if you did enjoy this episode, if you could give us a review on whatever podcast player that you listen with, that would be great. We really appreciate it. You can also find me on Instagram at Mrs. White Homemade Life, and Allison is at Zig and Vine Homestead, and you can find us both on YouTube as well under the same respective names. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.